Welcome to the Dad's Gone Crypto Show, where we deep dive into the electrifying world of crypto. Join us as we explore the roller coaster ride of Ethereum's potential ETF approval, the game-changing return of Roaring Kitty, and the positive vibes from political figures. Are we on the brink of a crypto summer like no other? Will the sun shine brightly on Ethereum as it potentially gets the green light for an ETF, sending shockwaves through the market? Can Roaring Kitty return the fuel to the fire of the meme stock surge, or will it be another month of cleaning the litter box? And let's not forget the political players stepping into the crypto arena with their positive sentiments adding fuel to the fire. Is this the dawn of a new era for digital currencies, or just another chapter in a never-ending crypto saga? So strap in, get ready for the wild ride as we dissect the latest developments, uncover the potential impact of the market, and explore what the future holds for crypto enthusiasts and investors alike. This is your ultimate guide to a crypto summer, and you won't want to miss this episode. Ryan, how are you been? And what are your market sentiments for this summer?
I'm doing great. Hey, market's on the move up. And I think if things continue like they are, we may have a very interesting, fun summer here in crypto land. So that's the hope anyway, right?
Yeah, we got hopium. But there are three important things in the industry that are happening currently, which we're going to dive into, that are changing the way people perceive the market, because it's been a bit iffy at the moment, or previously, but it seems to be bubbling a little bit. And let's dive into that. How is Bitcoin behaving How is Bitcoin behaving right now, Ryan?
Well, Bitcoin is surging. Let me throw a chart up here, and this is what we looked at last week, and kind of laid out here. Showing this trend line that we'd been in this downward trend since we hit all-time high in March, and then just last week we broke through that trend. A week ago today, actually, we broke through that trend and started making our way back up here. Basically, if we continue this trend up, there's a good chance we may range around here a little bit. But the thought is that as long as we don't start making any lower lows in here, and we kind of stay above maybe that 67, 68 level, I think there's a really good chance that we are going to have a nice bullish summer here. I think the tide of Bitcoin could very well rise all ships here and give us a really fun bullish summer. Like I said, as long as this trend continues, and it certainly looks like it's going to as of now.
And Ryan, in some latest news with Ethereum that's currently happening, the US SEC asked exchanges to fine-tune the Ether ETF filings in a positive sign for approval, says source. So this is from Reuters, and there seems to be a bit of insurgence through the market. I just want to go through a couple of things from this article. So May the 21st, the US securities regulator on Monday asked NASDAQ, the COBE, and the NYSE to fine-tune the applications to list spot Ether exchange-traded funds, signaling the agencies may be poised to approve the filings. Multiple people familiar with the process told Reuters. It's a green light from the SEC would mark a major and surprising win for cryptocurrency industry, which has been expecting a thumbs down. So they've been expecting that Ethereum will be rejected. But I think, Ryan, if you can remember back when the SEC asked Bitcoin to refine their filings, that was approved, right? Didn't that happen previously?
Yeah, absolutely. It was, it was a back and forth with Bitcoin for a long time, but that was kind of the final sign right before it got to its deadline. They had them revise their filings, and then boom, right at the deadline, they went ahead and approved the Bitcoin ETFs. And looks like there could be a really good shot here that that's going to happen with Ethereum as well. We're recording this on Wednesday. The deadline for at least a couple of the Ethereum ETFs is tomorrow on Thursday. So by the time this airs on Friday, I think we're going to have resolution to this. So, we're going to find out one way or another if these really did get approved. But all signs by now, by looking at what you're reading in that article there, and by all signs in the market, it really is looking like there's a really good shot these are going to get approved, and they're probably all going to get approved right at one time, just like they did with Bitcoin, which I think is going to be a huge boon for the market.
Yeah. So as the article continues, the SEC must decide whether to approve the applications filed, provided by Van Eyck and ARK Investments in 21 shares by the end of the week, as Ryan just alluded to. Let's just page further down now. Unlike the exchange filings, there's no set time frame to which the SEC has to decide on the registration filings, meaning it could still take about several months for the Ether ETFs to begin trading. This could take a minimum of 60 days, said Stephen McClurg, head of the US Assets Management for CoinShare, which launched a spot Bitcoin ETF in January, but has not filed for an Ether ETF. And this article courtesy of Hannah Lang. So Ryan, ETH has been railing out the gates this week. Would you mind pulling up a chart and just sharing with the audience what has actually been happening with Ethereum? It's kind of been a little bit slowish with Ethereum, a bit almost like a snail, not really much happening, the old granny on the farm. But all of a sudden, she drank a Red Bull and now she's out of the gates.
Yeah, absolutely. Like most cycles, Bitcoin is definitely king, right? And Bitcoin kind of leads the way. Like I had said, Bitcoin kind of rises the tide and brings everything up with it. But you could see that Ethereum's been having basically the same kind of deal as Bitcoin has. Since March, when Bitcoin hit its all-time high, Ethereum has just been in this downtrend, right? But then just on Monday, just a couple days ago here, Ethereum just had this absolutely insane candle and broke out of this downtrend, much like Bitcoin did last week. So, there's speculation most likely that happened because of the speculation over the ETF. There were a lot of insiders that were saying that, it looks like the ETF's definitely going to get approved. Then some of these signs started flashing from the SEC, requesting paperwork changes and that kind of stuff. So it really gave everybody kind of that indication that it looks like these ETFs are going to get approved. And, bam, we got that massive candle straight up. As I was talking about last week with Bitcoin, a lot of times you'll see a retrace. I kind of don't think we're going to retrace all the way back down here. I put a couple levels of support here, and I'm kind of looking for this. We already bounced off this level here today. This 3658 is a pretty good level right around that 3600 mark. We've got another one down here around this 3500 mark. So my hope is that, we're kind of bounce around on there a little bit as we continue to push this up and, really change the trend for Ethereum as well as Bitcoin. And I think that if we do have, if these ETFs do get approved, we're going to really see some big movement here in Ethereum. I think it could really push it up, and we'll talk about that along with the general markets here in a little bit.
100%. So there's sentiment in the market that if it does get approved, when ETH pushes, what happens after that? All the alts begin to push as well. So, which then people say, could we speculate that it could be a crypto summer? So, and if it doesn't, it could be a crypto winter. Who knows? But let's dive into a couple of things that will perhaps shape your understanding of what happens if the ETF basically gets approved.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this could bring a massive price surge. I mean, hold on to your digital hats, folks, because an approved ETH ETF could, according to some analysts out there, it could send Ethereum's price skyrocketing to over $8,000 by the end of this year. And I tend to agree with that. I definitely think something like that is in the cards if we get these ETF approvals, just like the Bitcoin ETF approvals, rose Bitcoin like absolute crazy, and we hit all-time high way ahead of schedule, really like 6 months ahead of schedule. I think we could definitely get that same kind of thing here with Ethereum. Yeah, I mean, it's like Ethereum's getting that turbo boost from the Starship Enterprise. It's warp speed ahead, thanks to the new flood of investments and liquidity that the ETFs could bring. So yeah, I mean, the ETFs, they bring with it increased institutional adoption. I mean, that the ETF is like a red carpet for institutional investors. It gives them that VIP ticket to the Ethereum party without the hassle of managing crypto directly. Yeah, I mean, it's like having a personal assistant for your investments, but in outer space.
Not shirt there, right?
Ah,
All right,
yes,
guys.
my Space Force shirt.
Your Space
Donald
Force.
Donald
May
Trump
the
invented the Space Force.
may the crypto force be with you. uh, all right, guys. Also, market diversification. So think about it in different levels. It goes into Bitcoin, goes into Ethereum, and then it starts to filter down those levels. So once the ETF starts rallying, retail jumps in, investors jump in, but then they want to start to say, oh, what else could I potentially get my grubby little paws on? And that's when they start to explore. And because we call them shit coins, are so um, are so low on value in that sense compared to a Bitcoin or Ethereum, it can push the volatility of the price quite high because they want to play around in the market. So it's almost like an expanding universe, but we do need the funds to come into the space in order for that to happen.
Yeah, for sure. And really, the biggest thing with the ETF, with an ETH ETF approval, is that it brings just regulatory acceptance, right, to Ethereum. It's that
Mm.
green light from the regulatory overlords, signaling Ethereum's legit status in the traditional financial galaxy. And this could lead to a more favorable regulations and mainstream adoption. Like Ethereum's finally going to get its own star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Cool.
So, Ryan, the potential market impact, as just mentioned above, when the ETF gets approved, it might cause that like a comic shift in market sentiments, almost like a moth to a digital flame. This could impact prices and other cryptocurrencies, making crypto more competitive than an intergalactic poker game.
Absolutely. And, just like with Bitcoin, the ETF, the possible approval, possible not, it's going to bring tons of market volatility here, which obviously we've already seen. We saw ETH, you just saw that candle where ETH took that absolute jump. And I mean, it's basically the anticipation of the actual event and the approval. It could cause massive market fluctuations. The market's reaction to the news could lead to significant price swings, both positive and negative.
And then there's also the long term impact. So short term, yes, we have that volatility and craziness, the excitement that potentially that there's going to be a crypto summer. But what happens in the long term? So now that it's approved, what happens then? Now it gets the green light, it gets the thumbs up. Now they can actually focus on regulatory structures that support the ecosystem. So right now everyone's kind of tiptoeing, should I launch, should I not launch, should I develop something? Because there's just so much uncertainty. But now that the fact that if they approve it, it's going to give a green flag to say, let's start developing. So now you're going to have this new wave of tech and basically crypto-entrepreneurs coming into the space to say, all right, let's build.
Yeah, absolutely.
In recent news, the third most important aspect that could bring us into a crypto summer is the political news. All right, you have these candidates, busy saying some interesting things in the media. Could you elaborate a bit on that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the U.S. political news has really kind of been off the hook with crypto just recently. Here, the Congress just passed the Fit 21 bill, which is a whole lot better regulatory bill than the last piece of crap that they had in front of them. So this one at least pulls a lot of the SEC's power away from them and treats Bitcoin and Ethereum, major cryptos, more like commodities rather than securities, which in my opinion is a really good thing.
Yeah.
And then you've got Donald Trump, my boy Donald. Recently, he shifted his stance on cryptocurrencies. That was my only gripe with Donald in the past, besides the fact that he says some silly things once in a while. But other than that, my only gripe with Donald has been the fact that, he wasn't real big into crypto. But I mean, what are you going to do? He's an old guy. I mean, he's way older than I am. He's super rich. He's a billionaire, so he just didn't see the value in crypto. But I think a lot of his advisors have gotten in his head and really kind of explained what crypto is all about. I got a feeling his kids did as well, and he's he switched his stance. He understands what crypto is now. Crypto is all about personal freedoms and personal financial freedom, and that's what Donald Trump's all about. He just completely shifted his stance on cryptocurrencies, particularly Bitcoin. He announced he's now pro Bitcoin, and his campaign has announced that they're going to be accepting crypto donations. So, I mean, that's an absolutely huge change from his, previous, where he was a little bit skeptical towards digital currencies. In a statement, Trump's campaign declared, that they are accepting Bitcoin, Ether, Dogecoin, and other cryptocurrencies. Pretty much anything that's available on Coinbase, they're going to accept for their donations. And, I mean, basically, this decision, as I just mentioned, it's framed as part of Trump's commitment to an agenda that values personal freedoms over government control. He's touting it, and it's the absolute truth. It's a seismic shift toward freedom. And that is what Donald Trump is all about, personal freedoms. Their campaign also expressed a desire to build a crypto army to counter what it perceives as an anti-crypto army that's been led by the other side of the aisle over there, Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren and some of these other crazies that absolutely hate crypto. I mean, honestly, this suggests that cryptocurrencies have become a key issue in the 2024 election here in the US, and Trump is positioning himself as the pro-crypto candidate. I even heard Trump come out and say, if you like cryptocurrencies, vote for me. So even if I didn't love all of his other policies, that would be enough right there. I would definitely be voting for Trump. So, despite his past criticisms of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, Trump's now embraced the digital asset class, and he's potentially seen it as a way to appeal to the younger tech-savvy voters out there and differentiate himself from those other candidates in the upcoming election. And it's funny because now I see some of these Democrats are starting to scale back their rhetoric of how much they hate crypto. And I think it's, for this reason. But at the end of the day, Trump, the right side of the aisle, hey, they really are all about personal freedoms. And that's what crypto is all about too. So it aligns really well with their values.
And it just might be the perfect timing as well, because during election year, you don't really want to upset, certain factions in the market. You want to try to keep kind of neutral. You want to be in favor. So I think one of the articles even said with the Fit 21 bill that if it's passed, there was massive speculation that Biden was going to shut it down. And so he might still, but, latest news says that if it does get passed, he won't, basically crush it. If he does, then he alienates a segment of the market, which might not vote for him, and he's going to need a lot of votes for this upcoming election.
Honestly, I think if he were to squash that bill, that very well might be his political suicide. So I assume he would probably, not veto this bill if it makes it through the Senate as well. So we will find out.
If you can remember not to veto the bill. Moving along.
He's gonna need an earpiece then. No, go sign the bill. Don't veto. He's gonna be like, wait, which way? Way? Sign the bill. Okay.
Sign. Where's the bill? Who is Bill?
Oh boy.
All right, guys. And also a bit of sideline news. Remember that Roaring Kitty? It was an internet sensation and financial market disruptor making waves in the crypto world again. You may remember him as the man who helped fuel the GameStop short squeeze in 2021, causing quite a stir in the financial markets. Now, Roaring Kitty, also known as Keith Gill, is back on X, and his wallet is buzzing with activity.
And I'll tell you what, it's not just any ordinary crypto wallet being activated there, folks. Roaring Kitty has quite a bit of influence in the meme market, meme stocks, and and as well as meme coins. Yeah, and Roaring Kitty's return, I think it's signaling that that the meme market is coming back. Again, like I said, in stocks and in cryptos, and the meme market, once the meme coins really get rolling again, that tends to bring the whole market up. It brings retail in, gets people really excited seeing those 1000x gains in these crazy meme coins. And I think it might be on its way back.
And of course, with great power comes great responsibility, Ryan. The Roaring Kitty's return could also bring scrutiny from financial institutions as well as regulatory authorities. Why? Because his actions actually move markets. And if you remember, not too long ago, Elon Musk, tweeted a few things. He moved markets, and Doge basically pumped like it was no one's business. So Elon Musk had to answer some tough questions with the authorities because his tweets, basically people took it as, well, if Musk is tweeting, he must be buying. Therefore, it pushed the stock very high. So it's when you move markets and you can change, you can also manipulate. So that's why they want to try to keep things a lot fair. And that's why authorities will step in to make sure that the playing field is in favor of them. I mean, in favor of everybody.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, Roaring Kitty, Keith Gill actually had to testify in front of Congress back in 2021 after the whole GameStop deal, and I mean, yeah, it was a sham. I mean, it's really they brought him in front of Congress because he wasn't playing by their game, and that's why I think he's absolutely perfect for crypto because we don't like to play by those authoritative games either here.
Yeah, 100% for the people.
Exactly.
So, guys, we've given you some updates on what's happening in Bitcoin, the latest news in Ethereum, Roaring Kitty coming alive, which tends to move markets. Right, so there's a lot of things that are it feels bullish, right? So that's why the sentiment of the market, there's a bit of play in it at the moment. But like anything, do your own homework, do your own research, and just don't jump in down like, oh, it's going to go to the moon type of thing. Wait for things to play out. If the ETF gets approved, see that as a good signal for you to start dabbling and doing what you do. It's not financial advice, but it will lead the way to saying, hey, now the institutions are going to invest, the businesses are going to invest, the average Joe Soap is going to invest, and not by putting money into crypto, by going to their broker and saying, hey, I want some Ethereum, hey, I want some Bitcoin. So you're getting that fiat into crypto through your brokerage firms, which then grows and expands the universe of crypto, which is bullish.
Absolutely.
Awesome, guys. And please don't forget to like and subscribe and join us on our Telegram. Please leave a comment below and share it with your friends on Twitter. We're greatly appreciated. And we have been missing the dad's joke, so that is up next. Ryan, have you got a dad joke for us?
Well, I've really been thinking about my childhood lately, and I was thinking I really had a really happy childhood. My dad, he used to put me in these tires and roll me down the hill. Man, those were some good years.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good. So my only question is, when you were thinking of your childhood, was it in black and white?
Wow. I did have black and white TVs when I was a kid, but
or was it radio? Was it radio?
Oh man.
Right. What did Sushi A say to Sushi B?
I don't know what.
What's up, eh?
Oh, well.
Wasabi. Oh, gangster, what's up, B? Oh, shit.
Wow.
Cordy as ever. All right, guys, that concludes our show for this week. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to share and like and subscribe. And stay tuned. We'll have a show next week. Take care.
Thanks, guys. See you.
Ciao.
The material and information presented in this recording are for entertainment purposes only. Do not misconstrue what you hear as investment or trading advice. Always do your own research. The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed by the guests on this recording are their own and do not necessarily reflect those of Dad's Gone Crypto or its hosts.